My name is Larice Harvey, and you are watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org. Hello and welcome to Civic Beat. I'm Nyesha McCauley, your host, and I usually fly solo during the show, but I had to bring in a very special guest because we have an election coming up. Although you may have heard this is an election year, the elections are starting sooner than you may realize. So to enlighten us a little bit more about the next upcoming election, I brought in Olga Iris Vázquez, the Democratic Registrar of Voters, to talk a little bit about this very, very important election coming up just this Tuesday. So Olga, welcome to Civic Beat, and thank you for coming in to talk about the election.
Thank you for having me, and you're welcome.
So to let our viewers in on a little known secret, right? There's an election Tuesday.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's this Tuesday, March the 4th, from 6 in the morning to 8 in the evening. It's actually a small primary. It's just a portion of the city. We know that we have so many sections of the city, so this one is particularly in the 7th Assembly District. So there's only 5 voting districts that's affected.
Okay, so so people are going to vote for the Democratic Town Committee members.
That is correct. The Democratic Party in the city of Hartford, they don't have direct endorsement. So as we call it, it's open season. Open season for those who would like to get involved, politically involved, let's say, at the lower level of the Democratic Party, so to speak. It's on a volunteer basis. And these are people who you and I and everyone out there knows as their neighbors, family members. And they get involved. And basically, these people are not paid in these positions. And I believe that earlier in the year, back in January, if you got a knock on the door, someone knocked on your door and there was a form that they had and they were asking you to endorse your signature on this page, and it was referenced as a petition. So the political party, Democratic Party, what it does is, what their rules are is basically, if you wish to serve as a town committee member, you have to get a certain amount of signatures to help you appear or serve as a town committee member. So as we said, it was open season, so therefore any registered Democrat has that right
to be on the town committee.
Correct.
So
in this particular case, the 7th Assembly has 16 seats that are opened and they are available. So what happened was that there was not just one particular group that was interested of occupying these 16 seats. So it turned out to be, it was 2 groups of 16 members. So that is causing the primary, and that's the reason for the primary Tuesday.
So in other, because there's obviously other districts in the city, but the 7th is the only one
that was challenged.
So the other members in the other districts just become town committee members automatically?
Automatically, because there was no challenge. They were unopposed. So therefore, no one else was interested in serving or volunteering, let's say, as a town committee. So therefore, every other district in the city, they're in. So they start serving every Democratic voter in the city of Hartford effectively this term. Their term is every 2 years.
Okay.
So this term will start as of January 1st, 2014, and 2 years from now, the term is up for re-election again.
Okay.
So anyone that's a registered Democrat and is interested in becoming or getting involved with the Democratic Party, that is the first stepping stone to take.
I understand. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, if you want to vote on Tuesday, do you have to live in the 7th district?
Yes, Nyesha. Unfortunately, I've been receiving so many calls from a lot of Democratic voters out there. Either I am concerned, do I get to vote this Tuesday, or can I work in the polls this Tuesday? Sadly to say, it's only the 7th Assembly District that's effective for Tuesday.
Okay.
So if you are a registered Democrat in the city of Hartford in the 7th Assembly, if you get to vote normally in the 6th voting district, which used to be the North End Senior Center, but we all know that it's under renovation. So those voters that normally vote there are just going to go right across the street, slightly across the street, to the Oak Hill School, and they have the Neat Market there.
Yes.
That's where they're going to be going in to vote on Tuesday.
Okay.
Then we have District number 7, this Rawson School.
Yes.
Okay, and that's located on Holcomb Street. District number 8 is located at Annie Fisher School. And District number 9 is the YWCA on Broad Street, corner of Broad and Farmington. And then District number 10 is the House of Restoration. It's really located literally on Sim Street, right across from the Women's League daycare.
Yes.
But their address is 1665 Main Street.
Oh, right.
So those are the 5 voting locations that are affected on Tuesday. Anyone as a registered Democrat normally votes at any one of those locations, that's who needs to go out and vote on Tuesday for these people who are willing and voluntarily want to represent the Democratic Party.
Okay. So, wow, how do you go about communicating that?
Well,
has that been rough this election cycle?
It's been rough, especially with the lack of resources with the budget. So whenever someone like yourself extend their hands and say, Olga, can you come and give the viewers this information? I'm more than welcome to be here and share that. This is the opportunity that I get.
So, because the other thing then, you didn't know that this was going to happen. Like, you don't necessarily know that there's going to be a primary until
we go through the process. Correct.
Yeah.
But I have to anticipate there's a possibility because of the way the party rules are.
Right.
And we know that certain years and every term is up for re-election. So in this case, we knew, and I knew beforehand that this is the year, possibility to anticipate a primary.
Okay.
So I have to, it is not part of my budget presentation when I present to the council and the mayor, but I have to anticipate whether it's going to be citywide or just a portion of the city.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So this is good. I'm glad that we are in and you're talking about this because that clears up a lot, I think, for city residents.
Yes.
So after Tuesday, now did you serve on the town committee at one time?
Actually, that's how I got involved.
Oh.
I got involved, and it brings me to where I sit here today and serve the city of Hartford, the taxpayers, as the Democratic Registrar of Voters. I blame my cousin, now deceased, Jay Ramon. He was involved politically back then, and I'm going to say early 90s, late 80s. And I was going through some life changes, and he says, cuz that's the way you need to get involved, blah, blah, blah. I was a block watch captain at that time, and I resided in the Clay Hill area on Winter Street. And they knew that I was involved, locally, so they needed people, anyone that's serving our community, our lovely city, as a block watch captain, a parent on a PTO, or a strong church member. These are the people they look for to get involved locally. And even if you're just a person, a viewer, just viewing the show right now, and you're saying, I want to make a change, get out there, get involved. That is your right. So yes, I serve on the town committee. That's how I got my foot wet into politics. I didn't think of it then, but now as I sit here and serve the city of Hartford, it's a learning experience, it's a challenge experience, and we all go through ups and downs.
Right.
But you know what? If you're eager and you really want to make a change, life is full of challenges. Why not?
So what are some of the things that you do as a Democratic Town Committee member? Like, I know we're not here to necessarily talk about that, but as much as you can just...
As much as I can recall, my experience on town committee is you represent the community, your neighbors, the people in those districts.
Right.
And basically what you do, you're supposed to be the liaison with your government and your community. You're supposed to keep your community informed and what's going on with the government, locally and statewide. And you also get the opportunity to endorse these candidates into office according to the party rules.
Right.
On the Democratic side, as we all know, if you are seeking office in the future and you wish to be the Registrar of Voters, for example, you have to seek the party endorsement support to endorse you into office.
Right.
Or else you have to go out there and circulate signatures and get your name on the ballot that way. So basically, town committee also keeps you informed of what are the changes that's going on around you, what to expect and anticipate. Taxes are going to be increased. Why? You know, very important things that is going to affect your everyday lifestyle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why when I opened the show, I said, you know, this is, in my opinion, the most important election in the city. But although this is a primary, how, for those other people who are like automatically get in, say you're just a Democrat in the city, could you go to the Democratic Town Committee meeting and cast a vote? Is that how
No, not just to cast a vote. Now, every political party has their bylaws. Okay? So if you are a town committee member, you get to vote. However, if you're not a town committee member, say I live right now, I still reside in the north end of the city of Hartford. I live within the 5th district. Okay? So in order for me to be just a regular, ordinary citizen, a resident, I'm not involved. I want to get involved. Town committee, every town committee is supposed to have public meetings. They're open to the public. That's according to their bylaws. Even when they come together as a whole, if they're coming together as a whole, I believe they're supposed to hold at least, there is probably 5 to 6 meetings yearly.
Right.
Okay? If they're holding them at town hall, they're supposed to publicize these meetings. So therefore, anyone can attend the meeting, but they can't speak, or they cannot vote. Only if you're a member.
Right.
So you welcome to sit there, listen, and become informed, and then who knows, become involved.
Nice, nice. All right, so we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get into a little bit more about the ballot and actually what the process is going to be for you on Tuesday. So stay with us. We'll be right back. I'm with Olga Iris Vázquez, Democratic Registrar of Voters, and we're talking about the Democratic Town Committee primary. So stay with us. And welcome back to Civic Beat. I'm Nyesha McCauley, and if you've been watching the show, you know I have a special guest with me, Olga Iris Vázquez, Democratic Registrar of Voters, and we're talking about the primary that's happening on March 4th here in the city of Hartford for the Democratic Town Committee members. So Olga, we're going to pick back up where we left off, and I wanted to talk about the ballot because this is a real election, right?
Yes,
everything.
Of course. Yes, these people will be elected Tuesday. 16 of them.
Okay.
So if you want to talk about the ballot, as I mentioned earlier, it's open season, so to speak. It's basically the Democratic Party does not do direct endorsement. They don't have that. So when we say open season, it's open for anyone. So basically there's 16 seats in the 7th Assembly. So 16 individuals. So you have two groups of 16. So a total of 32 people appear on the ballot. So a voter going into the polls in any of these precincts, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, they're going to see a ballot. And the ballot, it's white. This is a sample ballot that I'm holding here. And the sample ballot is posted in the wall within the voting district, right inside within the 75-foot marker. So every voter can see who's on the ballot. Now, people say, do I have to vote for all 16? You should, because it's 16 open seats. Now, we're supposed to have a storm, I think it's predicted Monday.
Right.
There's about 8,338 registered Democrats in the 7th Assembly.
That's a lot of people.
Yes. The saddest part of this is I understand that we all have to work maybe 2-3 jobs. We understand that. But it's your taxpayers' money that's covering the cost of this primary. As a taxpayer in the city of Hartford, fine, you don't have the time to become involved politically. But these people are volunteering to be your liaison there. So come out and vote, please, on March the 4th, Tuesday. I would like to see a better turnout than a 12% out of the 8,338 people.
Right.
So basically, you're going into the polls and you're going to go cast your vote. I ask everyone to bring some form of ID. We don't have a voter registration ID card. That's not applicable here in the state of Connecticut. However, it does require a voter to present some form of ID. So say, for instance, I don't have a photo ID. I have a Social Security card. I can take that. You don't want everyone to know your Social Security number? Fine. You don't have to. Bring some form of utility bill that is printed, that has your name, something that's pre-printed.
Right.
You just received a piece of junk mail, right? We all get junk mail. It's pre-printed, correct? You received it, right? Because the U.S. Post Office delivered it. Guess what? Bring that piece with you.
Nice.
Okay? So the first thing you're going to do is encounter the official checker. The official checker is going to check off your name in the official enrollment list to make sure that you appear on that list as a registered Democrat. Remember, it's a registered Democrats only.
Exactly.
We're not discriminating from anyone else, but it's a Democratic political party issue. So basically, they cross off your name, they issue you the ballot. You go into the privacy booth and you fill in the ovals where you wish to give your vote.
Right.
People are going to say, I don't know these people. Guess what? These are people who are willing to volunteer to get involved. Give them the chance. Either row B, row C, or you can mix them. Name recognition. Who do you recognize on the ballot? You can go with it that way. It is your call how you decide to vote.
Okay, so there's row B and row C. So if I chose like 5 on B, I can then go choose 5 on C. Okay. You cannot go over the 16. If you go over the 16, the ballot is not good. It becomes a spoiled ballot. It says on the very top, vote for any 16. Any 16. So you go either straight across row B or straight across row C. If you don't want to do that and you recognize certain people, then go with those people. If you don't recognize anyone on this ballot, then go with your gut. Right.
But come out and vote.
Yes.
That's the
most important thing.
Right.
If you live in the 7th on Tuesday, rain, snow, sleet.
Yes. Come out.
Come out. Because the polls are open.
From 6 in the morning to 8 in the evening. So we're waiting for you.
And the polls are generally a kind of happy place to be, you know.
We provide training. And as a matter of fact, this Saturday, I provide the final training. It is required if you're going to be working on the polls. It is mandated that you receive training because we just don't want you to go to the poll and be discouraged with people who don't have the knowledge and the experience.
Right.
So we prepare these individuals to make sure they provide the best customer service to all our voters. And that's important. And I always emphasize and say we are better than Walmart. So if you experience any discomfort or mistreatment, I would like to hear from that voter as well, because we need to polish up.
Right. No, this sounds wonderful, Olga, and I really do appreciate you coming
Thank you,
in
Nyesha.
and sharing this information. So, Tuesday, March 4th, there is a Democratic Town Committee primary.
Yes.
And we're going to just continue to encourage everyone here to go out and vote because
it's important.
It's important.
It affects them.
Yeah.
These are people who make some very serious decisions for us. These are people who endorse your Board of Education candidates.
Right. Your mayor.
The mayor, the council, the city treasurer. You're putting the trust into these people's hands.
Right.
So it's important that you make your decision known.
Exactly.
Your vote is your power.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up, but just in case people don't know where to go, can they call you?
They can call the City of Hartford Registrar of Voters. Me personally, I will be happy to get everyone's phone call, but I'm all over the place. But you can leave me a message. I will return your call. However, the main number at the Registrar of Voters office is 860-757-9830. Again, 860-757-9830.
And if you go to the city's website, could you find out there too?
As a matter of fact, yes, it's up there. And a sample ballot is also up.
Nice.
I managed to get that done.
Very nice.
Yes. Actually, the city website is at www.hartford.gov. And when you go into hartford.gov, you'll see our beautiful mayor. And then you'll go into, I think it's under government, the link under government. Once you click on government, then you go into department. Click on departments. Then you scroll down to the Registrar of Voters. And you'll see a lot of information there. And you see Town Committee, Democratic Town Committee. You click on that one. Then it says, it'll give you the list and location of the voting the polls within the 7th Assembly, and it emphasizes that it's only Democrat again, and you can actually click on the very bottom of that page and you'll see the sample ballot as well.
Very nice. I'm glad to hear that. That's a great addition.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Olga. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Nyesha. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right. Awesome. So that is our special edition of Civic Beat. Remember, Tuesday, March 4th, go out and vote if you are in the 7th Assembly District. So,
and a Democrat.
That's important, right?
Yes.
So until we meet again, please, I welcome your comments, questions, feedback. Olga is welcoming your suggestions and comments as well. So get them into both of us.
Yes, please do.
Yes. So that's it, folks, and we'll see you next time right here on Civic Beat, only on accesstv.org.
At Hartford Public Schools, we care about one thing above all, the future of our kids. That's why we're dedicated to providing all students with the knowledge and skills needed in the new global culture. Hartford Public Schools is thriving. More student success stories, more world-class facilities, more university and corporate partnerships, more amazing talent coming and staying in Hartford. This is how education is supposed to work. Welcome to Hartford Public Schools, where the future is present.